This page showcases the F-Zero X game for the Nintendo 64. The cover features the large F-Z-E-R-O-X title in bold lettering. Below the title is the text, which means Complete Strategy Guide. The cover art depicts a group of the game's racers with a vehicle in the foreground. The bottom text translates to, includes complete strategy maps for all 24 courses. Absolutely winning line and acceleration points. This indicates the guidebook offers detailed course maps and winning strategies for the game. The original text in a speech bubble likely indicates this is an official guide. This page is the contents page for the F-Zero X guide. It outlines the structure of the book, starting with sections covering the story on page 4, followed by the system mechanics on page 7, basic gameplay on page 13, and machine and pilot details on page 23. The course section begins on page 55, detailing the various tracks in the game, including Mute City on page 56, Silence on page 58, Sand Ocean on page 60, Devil's Forest on page 62, Big Blue on page 64, Port Town on page 66, Sector Alpha on page 68, Red Canyon on page 70, Devil's Forest 2 on page 72, Mute City 2 on page 74, and finally Big Blue 2 on page 76. This page lists a variety of tracks and game modes for the F-Zero X game. The tracks mentioned are Whiteland, Firefield, Silence 2, Sector Beta, Red Canyon 2, Whiteland 2, Mute City 3, Rainbow Road, Devil's Forest 3, Space Planet, Sand Ocean 2, Port Town 2, and Big Hand. These are followed by different gameplay modes such as X-Cup, Death Race, Versus, Time Attack, and a section called Tune, and etc. Each track and mode is listed with a corresponding page number, suggesting this page is a table of contents or an index, guiding the reader to specific sections within the guidebook for more detailed information. This page, titled From F-Zero to F-Zero-X, dives into the history leading up to the F-Zero X Grand Prix. It explains that the original F-Zero races were established by wealthy space merchants seeking new thrills, becoming incredibly popular with passionate fans because of their speed and intensity. However, the races were temporarily canceled due to numerous accidents and resulting casualties. The current F-Zero X Grand Prix marks a revival of the races after a 3-year hiatus, with revamped regulations and official rules. The page features an action-packed image from the game, showing two machines colliding during a high-speed race, perfectly capturing the intensity described in the text. This page is titled, What is an F-Zero machine? And it introduces the concept of the racing machines from the F-Zero series. The text explains that F-Zero machines use an anti-gravity system called the G-diffuser system to constantly hover and achieve high speeds in races. They are powered by ultra-small plasma engines capable of exceeding the speed of sound, and their body designs are closer to fighter jets than cars. The page then showcases 6 different F-Zero machine designs with accompanying images. These machines are numbered and named: 07 Air Cougar, 06 Green Panther, 02 White Cat, 05 Fire Stingray, 03 Golden Fox, and 04 Wild Boar. Dominating the lower half of the page is a large illustration of the iconic Blue Falcon machine, further emphasizing its importance in the F-Zero universe. The page provides a visual overview of various machine types within the game. This page is an invitation to the F-Zero X Grand Prix. It announces the reopening of the F-Zero Grand Prix and its restart as the F-Zero X Grand Prix, following a significant revision of official rules. The invitation is from the F-Zero X Executive Project Team, and they are sincerely waiting for F-Zero pilots to participate. This page appears to be an introduction to the game system. It highlights several key aspects of F-Zero X, including system, basic, machine and pilot, and course. It also lists various game modes, such as Death Race, VS, Time Attack, and Tune and etc. The text at the bottom, titled System Introduction, explains that this section will fully introduce the Grand Prix, Practice, Death Race, Time Attack, and VS modes of F-Zero X. It mentions that there are various ways to enjoy the game and suggests that players can think of their own unique ways to play, which might be interesting. This page details the 5 modes to battle in F-Zero X. It mentions that F-Zero X has a total of 5 modes, each offering different ways to enjoy the game. The page highlights the Grand Prix mode as the main game mode, where 30 machines compete. This mode features 6 courses and cup battles where players compete for points. The cups are Jack, Queen, and King, with additional secret cups. Winning races in Grand Prix allows players to unlock more machines, up to a maximum of 30. A point table is shown detailing point allocation based on ranking from 1st to 30th place in a race. Screenshots show the mode select and machine select screens. The cup battle section explains there are a total of 5 cup battles in the game. These battles are across 6 courses, with points awarded for overall performance. The cups include Jack, Queen, and King cups, and by meeting certain conditions, Hidden Joker and X cups can be unlocked. A course select screenshot displays the Jack, Queen, and King cups. Finally, the class section explains that there are 4 difficulty levels in the game. These are Novice, Standard, Expert, and Master classes. The difficulty of the game changes based on the chosen class. The Master class is presented as a hidden difficulty level above Expert. A mode select screenshot illustrates the Novice, Standard, Expert, and Master class options. This page introduces different game modes in F-Zero X. First up is Practice Mode, which is designed for training against rivals, similar to the Grand Prix, but unlike Time Attack, it allows you to practice in a chaotic race scenario. It's great for honing practical racing skills like weaving through opponents and launching attacks, and importantly, Boost is available right from the start, a basic condition like Grand Prix races. Next is Time Attack, where the challenge is to achieve the best lap time possible. It's described as requiring precise driving to shave off even fractions of a second, demanding more serious techniques compared to the Grand Prix. As a reward for skilled play, beating certain times will unlock ghost data from the game developers to race against. Then there's Death Race, a unique mode focused on battling rivals. In this mode, players use side attacks and spin attacks to eliminate opponents, competing to be the fastest to destroy all other machines. While the gameplay is described as exhilarating and unique to F-Zero X, mastering it requires delicate techniques. The text notes that attacking becomes harder as fewer machines remain. Finally, VS mode is highlighted as an essential part of racing games, offering split-screen multiplayer for up to 4 players. It mentions that while split-screen might seem initially difficult to view, players quickly adapt. The game offers F-Zero X specific rules for VS mode, such as adding computer-controlled racers or incorporating slot game elements for eliminated players, making it the ultimate way to experience the game. This page delves into the deep character relationships in F-Zero X. It explains that the game's characters have detailed backstories and settings that are reflected in the gameplay, including rivalries and alliances. The page highlights 2 specific rivalries. The first rivalry, titled Rivalry 1, focuses on Jody Summer and Octaman. It describes them as representatives from opposing factions, Jody Summer from the Galactic Space Federation and Octaman from the hostile planet Takora. Their conflict is described as a proxy war, indicating a deep-seated animosity between their groups. The second rivalry, Rivalry 2, features Beastman and the duo Leon and Billy. Beastman is presented as a beast hunter who protects humans, Livcames. Leon and Billy, while not beasts themselves, resemble lions and Billy and are considered potentially dangerous. The text implies a complex relationship where Beastman might see Leon and Billy as threats, despite them not being traditional beasts. The page includes screenshots from F-Zero X showcasing in-game racing action. This page of the F-Zero X guide highlights key character relationships within the game. Rivalry 3 Inches showcases the conflict between James McLeod, a mercenary, and Mr. E.A.D. from the enigmatic EAD organization. Rivalry 4 Inches depicts the clash of ideals between Michael Chain, leader of the space gang Bloody Chain, and Pico, a former Special Forces operative. Rivalry 5 Inches poses a question mark over the rivalry between the elite course racer and former doctor, Dr. Stewart, and the space transporter, Roger Buster, with the reasons for their conflict remaining unclear. Moving to Friendship, Friendship 1 introduces Jody Summer, representing the Galaxy Space Federation, and John Tanaka, depicted as fighting to protect her, forming the Federation's top couple. Finally, Friendship 2 features Super Arrow and Mrs. Arrow, described as an inseparable married couple, always racing together. This page is an F-Zero X guide page presented by Captain Falcon himself, focusing on hidden cups within the game. Captain Falcon explains the Joker Cup, stating it becomes available after winning the initial 3 cups, and is known for its high difficulty and challenging courses. To unlock the Joker Cup, you need to achieve first place overall in the Jack, Queen, and King Cups at standard or higher difficulty. The page then introduces the X Cup, another special cup, which is described as unique because the courses are randomly generated for each race. Captain Falcon notes that, even for skilled players like himself, the X Cup can be very challenging and unpredictable, sometimes even leading to retirement. The unlock method for the X Cup is to achieve first place overall in all 4 cups, including the Ace Cup, which is assumed to be one of the standard cups, on expert difficulty. Screenshots are shown to illustrate the course select screen and gameplay within a race, highlighting the GP race standard option related to the X Cup. This page focuses on basic gameplay strategies for the game. It highlights that in this game, different techniques are required based on the characteristics of the machine, such as whether it's a heavy or light class machine. This section will introduce basic techniques that are machine specific and not course dependent. The menu options displayed on the page include FZEROX, System, Basic, Machine and Pilot, Course, Death Race, US, Time Attack, and Tune, and etc., suggesting these are the main areas covered in this guide. This section heading is Basic Strategy. This page introduces the basic strategy for F-Zero X, focusing on lightweight machines. It explains that these machines are characterized by their excellent handling and acceleration, making them suitable for technical courses. However, their main weakness is their vulnerability to being easily bounced off course when colliding with rivals. The page highlights that lightweight machines excel in grip and acceleration. An example machine, the King Meteor, is shown with stats indicating body, E, boost, B, and grip, B, weighing 860 kilograms. The page also discusses time attack mode, pointing out that lightweight machines are well suited for this mode due to their cornering ability. In time attack, the absence of rival machine collisions allows lightweight machines to fully utilize their strengths and achieve their best performance. A screenshot of a time attack race is shown with the player's point score and time. The text suggests that time attack is an ideal scenario for lightweight machines to demonstrate their true racing potential without the disadvantage of being easily bumped by opponents. This page provides gameplay advice for F-Zero X, focusing on how to effectively use lightweight machines. It highlights 3 key points for success. Firstly, it emphasizes acceleration and boost. Lightweight machines are fast to accelerate and boost, so players should prioritize these strengths in races. It mentions that in the same conditions, a lightweight machine can even beat a heavyweight machine by leveraging boost effectively, especially when exiting corners. Secondly, it advises players to not touch rivals. Colliding with rivals will send lightweight machines flying. In Grand Prix races, contact is detrimental. Instead of direct collisions, players should aim to overtake rivals, using boosts on straights and jumping over them, capitalizing on the lightweight machine's agility. This section suggests exploring ways to overtake without contact, such as using jumps or wide corners. Finally, the page talks about effective sharp turns. Lightweight machines are good at tight turns, making them effective in hairpins and corners where heavyweight machines struggle. Even in difficult corners, lightweight machines can stick to the inside line. In time attack mode, lightweight machines excel due to their ability to take the shortest possible lines. Utilizing these sharp turns is advantageous in both time attack and Grand Prix races, allowing players to outmaneuver heavier machines. The page features screenshots of F-Zero X gameplay to visually illustrate these points. This page is focused on the weight-type machines in F-Zero X. These machine types are described as having slower acceleration, but boasting a very high top speed, making them ideal for courses with long straight sections. Conversely, they are not as effective on tracks with lots of tight corners. The text highlights that these machines are stable and can withstand collisions well, making them a good choice for races where contact is frequent. The page showcases various weight-type machines visually, with images and names like Tiger, Machine Number 29, Machine Number 5, EAD9, Buster 28, Machine Number 17, and Machine Number 30. There are also 2 screenshots of F-Zero X gameplay displayed, illustrating the racing action in the game. The text goes on to explain that weight-type machines are suitable for both Death Race and Grand Prix modes, because they are resilient to impacts with rivals and course walls. This makes them particularly advantageous in the more aggressive and chaotic death race mode, or in Grand Prix events where maintaining a stable raceline is crucial. The text suggests that these machines are designed for races that involve a lot of machine-to-machine combat. The next page provides gameplay tips for F-Zero X. It highlights 3 key strategies for success. Firstly, blow away rivals. Emphasizes the advantage of heavy machines at the start of Grand Prix races due to the clustered racers. Light machines get pushed around, but heavy machines thrive in the chaos. The tip is to aggressively dive into the pack and use your machine's weight to physically displace rivals, making the race easier overall, which is the heavy machine's strength. Secondly, win on the straight points out that while heavy machines accelerate slowly, their high top speed is a major asset. Straightaways are ideal for overtaking, safer, and more reliable than trying to force passes in corners. To win at high speeds, choose the straightest racing line possible. Machine settings should focus on maximizing strengths, not compensating for weaknesses. Finally, don't lose speed warns against deceleration, as regaining top speed is difficult. This is crucial because heavy machines depend on maintaining high speed. Cornering requires anticipation and minimizing speed loss. In corners, aim to reduce speed as little as possible to maintain momentum. Light machines struggle to accelerate from a standstill, so the advice is to aggressively charge forward and block opponents to gain an early advantage. This page from the F-Zero X guide focuses on the acceleration-type machines. It explains that this type of machine is designed for races where start dashes and reaching top speed quickly are crucial. While their top speed might be slightly lower, they share technical similarities with lightweight machines and excel on technical courses with many corners. The page showcases various acceleration-type machines with illustrations and their pilot figures. It also features 2 in-game screenshots. One screenshot highlights a fast straight section at 1,072 km per hour, demonstrating the machine's acceleration capabilities. The other screenshot is from a cornering section at 741 km per hour, suggesting that these machines are also effective in corners, which is important for technical courses. The text further elaborates that courses with many corners, like Port Town 2, are where the true potential of acceleration-focused machines shines, emphasizing the importance of cornering speed and acceleration out of corners. This page is all about mastering F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64. The top left section highlights the importance of maintaining high average speed, recommending the use of drifting. To the right, it talks about cornering techniques to save time, emphasizing that cornering speed is crucial to winning, and you should accelerate out of corners as soon as possible to maximize speed. Moving down, the page stresses the importance of taking the lead. For machines with good acceleration, getting ahead early in F-Zero X is vital to utilize weapons effectively. A good start dash is key to get ahead of rivals and avoid close combat situations. Lastly, the bottom part covers boost usage and pit stops. It advises using boost on straightaways, particularly for machines with slower acceleration, but warns players to manage energy levels and be mindful of pit areas for repairs and energy recharge to avoid damage and tire issues. This page is focused on grip-type machines in F-Zero X, highlighting them as easy-to-handle machines for beginners. The page explains that grip-focused machines excel in cornering and are well-suited for technical courses. It mentions that these types of machines are easier for beginners to control because of their stability, making cornering less challenging. Several machines are visually presented, including White Cat, Tiger, Leon, Beastman, and others visually depicted but unnamed. For the White Cat machine specifically, there's a profile showcasing Jody Summer as the pilot, and stats showing its weight at 1150 kg. Performance grades are listed as C for body and boost, and A for grip. The page further elaborates on control-oriented machines for the X-Cup, indicating they are ideal for beginners tackling the X-Cup for the first time. These machines are described as being easy to handle, even on challenging courses, making them optimal for time attack gameplay. A screenshot of the game interface is included, displaying gameplay with a track, timer, and speed of 0 km per hour. This page focuses on providing gameplay tips for F-Zero X. The first section highlights the importance of cornering, suggesting that lighter machines are better suited for handling sharp corners and are easier to control. It mentions that drifting can cause speed loss, and avoiding unnecessary drift is key to maintain speed in corners. The next section advises players to avoid rivals during races, Even with heavier machines built for collisions, it's still faster to avoid contact. The advice is to skillfully maneuver and use the machine's handling to dodge opponents. Finally, the last section discusses not relying too heavily on boost. It explains that machines with good grip often have weaker boost capabilities. It recommends utilizing the machine's strengths, like cornering, instead of solely depending on boost for victory. The page includes screenshots showcasing in-game racing action and various gameplay scenarios. Essentially, this page offers strategic advice to players on how to master F-Zero X by focusing on cornering, rival avoidance, and balanced machine usage instead of just boosting. This page from the F-Zero X guide features Captain Falcon introducing hidden commands for the game. The first section is about deformed machines. It reveals a command for the machine select screen to use deformed versions of the F-Zero machines. The command is L, R, C left, C right, and C down. The second section covers all cups, all level play. This section unveils a command for the mode select screen that unlocks all cups and difficulty levels, including hidden ones. This lets you play any cup with your favorite machine right from the start, without needing to unlock them through gameplay. The command for this is L, Z, R, C, up, C down, C left, C right, and start. The next page is titled Machine and Pilot, and introduces this section for the game F-Zero X. The text explains that this section will present all racers and their machines participating in the newly reopened F-Zero X Grand Prix. It suggests players look at the machine characteristics to help with their selection, but also points out that choosing a favorite character is a valid approach, even if it's not based on machine performance. The page also displays menu buttons with options like F-Zero X System, Basic, Machine and Pilot, Course, Death Race, US, Time Attack, and Tune and etc., with Machine and Pilot currently selected. This page introduces Captain Falcon from F-Zero X, described as a highly skilled F-Zero pilot renowned as a top-class racer in the Grand Prix. His background is shrouded in mystery, with his Port Town origins being one of the few known facts about him. The page also features the Blue Falcon machine, highlighting it as well-balanced and recommended for beginners. The machine's stats are listed as body, boost, and grip, each indicated by a filled circle scale, and a weight of 1260 kg. It showcases several color variations for the Blue Falcon, labeled Grip B. This page is about Dr. Stewart from F-Zero X, subtitled The Pilot and Machine. Dr. Stewart, a former doctor and somewhat unusual F-Zero pilot, is featured here as number 2 in this section. He was originally on the path to becoming an elite doctor, but due to the death of his scientist father, Dr. Kevin Stewart, he changed course and became an F-Zero pilot. His beloved machine, the Golden Fox, is described as his father Kevin's legacy. The text mentions that even from the original F-Zero era, Dr. Stewart was a top-class racer, known for his polished silver technique and gaining popularity as a pilot loved by connoisseurs. The Golden Fox machine is highlighted for its exceptional acceleration performance. Machine stats are shown with dots indicating performance levels in body, boost, and grip, all appearing to be quite high, with weight at 1,420 kilograms. There's also a section showcasing different color variations for the Golden Fox machine, with a note about grip and a D rating associated with each color variant shown in small boxes. This page showcases PICO from F-Zero X, a former Special Forces member of the Polypod Army, and is known as a cool and collected hitman, despite his aggressive personality. It's mentioned he maintains composure and is rumored to be famous in the underworld. The page details his machine, the Wild Goose, emphasizing its well-rounded and stable performance. Stats are listed for body, boost, and grip, with a weight of 1620 kg. Color variations for the Wild Goose are also presented, showing different color schemes available for the vehicle in the game, described as color options. The text highlights PICO's overall balanced and reliable abilities. This page showcases Samurai Goro and his machine, the Fire Stingray. Goro is described as a notorious space pirate boss and bounty hunter, similar to Captain Falcon but on the opposite side. He is known for his high bounty, and is always trying to get revenge on Captain Falcon. This time, he's participating in the Grand Prix with a strong sense of rivalry against Captain Falcon. The page highlights the Fire Stingray's super tough body as its main feature. It shows different color variations for the machine's grip, and displays its stats in F0X. Body is 4 dots, boost is 2 dots, grip is 4 dots, and weight is 1,960 kilograms. This page introduces Jodie Summer, a skilled pilot representing the Galactic Space Federation in F0X. Originally a fighter pilot in the Space Federation Army, she was chosen as a representative due to her combat skills. While relatively new to the F0 circuit, her abilities are recognized by her rivals. The page details her machine, the White Cat, which is described as a grip-focused machine. The machine stats are shown with indicators for body, boost, and grip, and a weight of 1150 kg. It also shows different color variations for the White Cat and grip tuning options, all rated as A. This page introduces M.M. Gazelle, the revived cyborg pilot, and his machine, the Red Gazelle, from the game F0X. The page describes him as a victim of a major accident from 3 years prior to the F0 Grand Prix cancellation. His life was miraculously saved by being almost entirely rebuilt as a cyborg. With the revival of the F0X Grand Prix, he listened to his inner voice and decided to participate. The Red Gazelle is described as a technical type machine. The machine's stats are listed as body, boost, and grip, each indicated with filled circles, and its weight is 1,330 kg. The page also shows color variations for the Red Gazelle machine, with different grip colors in red, blue, gray, and green. This page introduces the character Baba for F0X. He is described as a wild child, raised in the nature of a green planet, possessing strong instincts and a supple body. He was scouted for his talents, and after rigorous training, is making his F0 debut. The page highlights his machine, the Iron Tiger, mentioning its high maneuverability and stability. The car's grip is rated with A in 3 variations, and its weight is listed as 1,780 kg. Stats for body and boost are also displayed with black circles, indicating good performance. This page showcases Octman from F0X, pilot of the planet Takora. Takora is in conflict with the Galactic Space Federation, and Octman is entering the F0X Grand Prix to prove the superiority of his people and justify their fight against the Federation. Octman's machine is the Deep Claw, noted for its standard, balanced performance. The page highlights the machine's grip rating as C and displays color variations. Stats for Deep Claw include maximum ratings for body, boost, and grip, and a weight of 990 kilograms. The page number is 031. This page showcases Dr. Clash and his machine, the Crazy Bear, from F0X. Dr. Clash is described as a veteran engineer of F0 machines who, despite his aging body, still races, driven by his ambition to reach the pilot's dreams. He uses manipulation aids to compensate for his age and pilots his own self-designed machine. The page highlights Dr. Clash's mechanical ambition and features various color variations of the Crazy Bear machine. Beneath the Crazy Bear name, it states, "Difficult to handle, but exceptionally durable." The stats for the Crazy Bear machine are displayed as body excellent, boost excellent, grip good, and weight 2,220 kg. This page showcases the pilot Mr. E.D., who is described as a mysterious artificial human, a cyborg developed by the enigmatic organization EAD. He is participating in the F0X Grand Prix to test his racing abilities and artificial intelligence programming. The text indicates that if his power unfolds as planned, he should be unmatched by rivals. His machine is the Great Star, highlighted for its powerful boost capability. The page also shows stats for the machine, including body, boost, and grip, all indicated with filled circles suggesting performance levels, and a weight of 1,870 kg. Grip Type D is featured with color variations. This information is for the Nintendo 64 game F0X. This page showcases BioRex and his machine Big Fang from F0X. BioRex is described as a genetically engineered dinosaur created through biotechnology and DNA manipulation. Imbued with human-level intelligence, he was created to challenge the humans who created him, and is participating in the F0X Grand Prix. The page details his stats, with filled circles, indicating performance in body, boost, and grip, and a weight of 1,520 kg. Beneath BioRex, the text highlights Big Fang's characteristic as being easy to handle and top class. To the right of BioRex, there are images showing different color variations for the grip component of the machine. This page showcases Billy and his machine, Mad Wolf, from the game F-Zero X. Billy is described as a highly intelligent, ape-like pilot belonging to the monkey family. His ancestors were said to be among the first monkeys to venture into space, and he inherited their exceptional piloting skills. He boasts outstanding manipulation abilities and is historically noted as the first monkey to participate in the FMAX Grand Prix. Mad Wolf is presented as having standard machine performance capabilities. The page also details the color variations and grip options for the machine, alongside performance stats indicating body, boost, and grip levels, and a weight of 1,490 kilograms within the F-Zero X context. This page introduces Silver Nielsen, a veteran pilot from F-Zero X. He is described as having the most race appearances in the F-Zero Grand Prix, but surprisingly, he has no championship wins. He says he participates simply for the sake of participating. Despite his age, he's known for being critical of other racers' newer machines. The page highlights his machine, the Night Thunder, which is described as a latent power dash type machine. The stats are displayed as body, boost, and grip, all being at 4 dots. And the weight at 1,530 kilograms. There are screenshots showing the Night Thunder in various colors. The page also clearly states the pilot's name as Silver Nielsen in both English and Japanese, alongside the game title F-Zero X. The next page introduces the pilot and machine duo of Goma and Shio. They are described as a pair who have always acted as a team since birth, a unique trait of their species known as Furikakeru. While two-person machines are usually prohibited, they have been specially approved. Goma and Shio are aiming for victory in the F-Zero X races with the twin Narrated, which is highlighted as the lightest machine among all the entrants. The page showcases the twin Narrated machine and its stats, including body, boost, grip, and weight, which is stated as 780 kilograms. It also displays different grip options and color customization choices for the machine. This page from the F-Zero X guide introduces John Tanaka, who is described as Jody Summers' backup man and protector. He was originally Jody Summers' assistant engineer but decided to take to the Grand Prix racing circuit himself to protect her. The page features character art of John Tanaka and his machine, the Wonder Wasp. The Wonder Wasp is highlighted as a machine that uses lightness and instant power as its weapon. Stats are listed for the Wonder Wasp, showing its body, boost, grip, and weight as 900 kilograms. The page also illustrates different grip types for machines, each labeled grip with associated numbers like 26, 29, and 28, showcasing different machine handling characteristics. The page also includes a section titled Color. This page introduces Mrs. Arrow from F-Zero X, identified as pilot number 16. She's described as a superwife who races to help her husband. The text explains she is normally a gentle wife, rescuing her husband from pinches. But watching her husband train as a paper pilot, she couldn't bear to just watch and decided to join the race herself to help him. It mentions that she actually has past Grand Prix experience as an F-Zero pilot. The page also details her machine, the Queen Meteor, highlighting that its weakness is its body, but otherwise it's perfect. Machine stats are listed with filled circles, indicating performance levels for body, boost, and grip, with grip being rated as B. The machine weight is listed as 1,140 kilograms. There are also color variations shown for the Queen Meteor. This page showcases Blood Falcon from F-Zero X. He is described as a clone of Captain Falcon, created by the evil Emperor Black Shadow, and possessing the same abilities as Captain Falcon, but with an evil spirit. His machine is the Hellhawk, characterized by low grip and designed for advanced players. The machine's stats are displayed as body high, boost high, grip medium, and weight 1,170 kilograms. The page also shows color variations for the machine. This page introduces Jack Levin, an 18-year-old pilot known as the F-Zero World Idol. He is described as incredibly popular with female fans and a charismatic figure in the F-Zero Grand Prix. His merchandise, like photos, sells out at events, making him difficult to get hold of. Despite his idol status, the text emphasizes that his skills as an F-Zero pilot are genuine. His machine is called Astropin, a high-performance lightweight machine praised for its excellent maneuverability. The stats are shown with dots indicating performance levels in body, boost, and grip, alongside a weight of 1,050 kilograms. The page also showcases different color variations for the Astrocabin machine. This information is clearly for the game F-Zero X. This page is about the F-Zero X game and features the pilot James McCloud, leader of the mercenary squadron Galaxy Dog. The text explains that recently, due to peace, work has decreased, so he's entering the FZERO races, aiming for the big prize money. He has modified a fighter plane into an F-Zero machine to participate. The page shows James McCloud's character art and details his machine, the Little Wyvern, noting its weak body as a flaw. Body is weak, which is a pain. It displays machine customization options for grip with different color variations and a performance rating for body, boost, and grip, along with the machine's weight of 1390 kilograms. This page introduces Zoda and his machine, Death Anchor, from the game F-Zero X. Zoda is depicted as an evil entity with plans for world domination, and he's known for his conflicts with Super Arrow. His reason for participating in the F-Zero X Grand Prix is currently unknown, but it's suggested it might be more than just a love for racing, and he apparently has a history of fighting with Captain Falcon. The page also showcases different color variations for the machine's grip and lists performance stats for the body, boost, grip, and weight of the Death Anchor machine. This page showcases Michael Chain from F-Zero X, who is described as the head of the Space Brutal Race Tribe, known as Bloody Chain. The text mentions he commands numerous subordinates and enters the F-Zero races to display his driving skills to his underlings and expand his influence. His machine is the Wild Boar, and its machine strength is highlighted as being in the top class. The stats shown are heavily filled in for body, boost, and grip, indicating high performance. The machine weight is listed as 2,110 kilograms. There's also a section displaying different grip parts for customization, showing 3 types in red, green, and yellow, all marked as C. This page showcases Super Arrow, described as a hero of justice protecting Earth's peace and a veteran racer in the F-Zero X Grand Prix. It mentions he possesses an incredible driving sense, almost like a wife's intuition, making him a formidable opponent. The page displays color variations for his machine and lists grip as a detail. Below, King Meteor is introduced, highlighting its powerful machine performance that compensates for a weak body. The page shows its design and performance stats in bar format, including body, boost, grip, and weight, at 860 kilograms. The FZERO X logo is at the bottom, indicating the game is F-Zero X. This page showcases Kate Allen, a popular singer and talented F-Zero pilot from the F-Zero X game. She is described as a very popular singer with exceptional reflexes who uses her skills as an F-Zero pilot. The page highlights her machine, the Super Piranha, noting it's an all-rounder type with stable performance and a weight of 1010 kilograms. It also shows different color variations of the Super Piranha machine and displays its stats as having full bars for body and boost and 3 bars for grip. This page introduces Roger Buster, a pilot in the F-Zero X game, highlighting him as the pilot and machine. Roger Buster's main job is a transportation business, and his motto is to carry anything, no matter how dangerous. He was recommended by his partner, Doraku, to transport an FZERO machine to an unknown recipient, even though Roger himself isn't interested in FZERO and seems confused by the current situation. He is described as a space carrier who carries anything. The page showcases Roger Buster's machine, the Mighty Hurricane, with the tagline, "Boost and grip are key." It also presents options for grip selection with different colored machine previews, and a color option. Machine stats are listed as body, boost, grip, and weight at 1,780 kilograms. The page clearly relates to the game F-Zero X. This page introduces Leon from F-Zero X, highlighting him as a beastman pilot with excellent reflexes. Originating from planet Zoo, Leon is described as having slightly lower intelligence than humans, but possessing superior reflexes and athletic ability. He races to support orphan children from Zoo and to earn prize money. His machine is the Space Angler, characterized by its grip-focused, stable running. The page showcases color variations for the Space Angler, all marked with the number 19, and includes performance stats showing high levels for body, boost, and grip, with a weight of 910 kilograms. This page showcases the pilot Drac, an F-Zero enthusiast who works as a transporter. He is described as a passionate fan of F-Zero racing, dreaming of running on the circuit himself. One day he found an F-Zero machine amongst his cargo and persuaded his partner, Roger Buster, to participate in the F-Zero X Grand Prix together. The machine featured is the Mighty Typhoon, driven by Drac. It is highlighted for its lightweight design, which provides excellent acceleration. The stats are listed as body with 4 dots filled, boost with 4 dots filled, grip with 2 dots filled, and a weight of 950 kilograms. The page provides grip D ratings for different color variations of both Drac's pilot suit and the Mighty Typhoon machine. This page introduces Beastman from the F-Zero X game, a racer with a unique backstory. He was once nearly eaten by a giant crocodile and became a beast hunter to protect people. Now, he's retired from that and seeks a new challenge in F-Zero racing. His machine is called the Hyperspeeder, and its main selling point is its excellent grip. The page shows 4 color variations of the Hyperspeeder, all labeled a grip, indicating a focus on grip performance. Stat circles show that the Hyperspeeder has top-level performance in body, boost, and grip, and it weighs 1460 kilograms. This page introduces Antonio Guster, pilot number 28, known as the Solitary Lone Wolf, who at age 28 is fueled by revenge. He used to be Samurai Goro's right-hand man in a bandit gang, but after Goro's betrayal, he became a lone wolf bandit. Now he's entering the F-Zero X Grand Prix, seeking revenge against Goro. His machine, the Green Panther, is described as a challenging vehicle for advanced players. The machine's stats are displayed, showing it has excellent body and boost capabilities, but only moderate grip and a weight of 2060 kilograms. The page includes screenshots showcasing the Green Panther machine in various colors. This page introduces Black Shadow from F-Zero X, describing him as a fearsome and cruel emperor who is feared throughout the universe. He is said to have entered the F-Zero X Grand Prix to cause chaos and bloodshed in front of billions of people. The page showcases his character artwork, different color variations for his vehicle, and a profile for the Black Bull machine. Black Bull is described as a high-performance machine for advanced players, with stats shown as full for body, boost, and grip, and a weight of 2340 kilograms. This page showcases 2 elements from F-Zero X. Firstly, we have the pilot Arbin Gordon, depicted as a zombie or cyborg character. The text describes him as the resurrected legendary racer. Apparently, 200 years before the events of F-Zero X, he was a racer in the original F-Zero Grand Prix, who left behind numerous records. He was resurrected using science and black magic, and returns to the F-Zero X Grand Prix, boasting superior technique and an overwhelming presence that makes opponents feel despair. Secondly, we see Arbin Gordon's machine, the Sonic Phantom. It's highlighted as being lightweight, with excellent boost capabilities. The stats are visually represented with dots for body, boost, and grip, and the weight is listed at 1010 kilograms. There are also color variations of the Sonic Phantom machine shown as grip and color options. The page clearly is detailing character and machine information for the game F-Zero X. This page from Captain Falcon's F-Zero X lecture series reveals information about hidden title screens in the game F-Zero X. It details 2 secret title screens that players can unlock. The first hidden title is the Hidden Machine Illustration title. To unlock this title screen, players must achieve first place overall in all 4 cups in Masterclass, or, alternatively, defeat the Staff Ghost. The page emphasizes that while the condition is strict, mastering F-Zero X to see this title is a must for dedicated players. The second hidden title is the Comic Style Illustration title. This title screen is designed in an American comic book style, reflecting a different image of F-Zero. To unlock this title, players need to secure first place overall in all 4 cups in Expert Class. The page describes this comic-style illustration as extremely cool and encourages players to unlock and view it. Both hidden titles offer a unique visual reward for mastering the different difficulty levels in F-Zero X. This page is dedicated to the courses of F-Zero X. It highlights the course section of this guide, promising a complete introduction to all 24 courses, from the Jack Cup all the way through to the Joker Cup. The text emphasizes that this section provides detailed strategy points for each course, breaking down how to tackle them effectively. Crucially, course maps are included which pinpoint the locations of dash plates and pit areas, essential knowledge for any racer aiming to dominate the cup races and come out victorious. The next page is about the Mute City course from F-Zero X, which is described as the opening course of the F0X Grand Prix. The page highlights that the difficulty of the course is low, making it ideal for practice. The text mentions that the Mute City course has always been the opening stage of the Grand Prix since the original F0 era. This version of the course has been newly renovated for F0X Grand Prix. It is described as a very standard course, making it suitable for beginners. The screenshot displays gameplay, showing the speedometer at 758 kilometers per hour. The text below the screenshot notes that the course is generally wide and easy to drive on. The page also includes a track map of the Mute City course with points of interest marked. The next page offers gameplay advice for F0X. It highlights 3 key points to master on a course. Point 1 focuses on navigating a tunnel section. It advises players to be cautious before entering the tunnel, as there's a corner immediately after. The text warns that driving normally might lead to crashing into the tunnel wall. It suggests using drifting before the tunnel corner to successfully navigate it. The screenshot shows a player drifting into the tunnel. Point 2 talks about the pit area, emphasizing its importance for energy recovery. It explains that after the tunnel there's a pit area. While it might not be crucial on the first lap, it becomes essential from the second lap onwards, especially if you've used boost or barrier, as passing through the pink section of the pit lane will restore your F0 machine's energy. The screenshot illustrates the pit area section of the track. Point 3 warns players not to miss the dash plates after the pit area. It describes a large corner leading from the pit area to a loop, appearing wide and gently curved. However, the text cautions against using slide turns, as it can lead to losing control and potentially missing the dash plates positioned in the middle of the corner. It stresses that dash plates are vital for speed boosts and shouldn't be overlooked. The screenshot shows a dash plate on a corner of the track. This page is dedicated to the silence track from the F0X game, highlighting it as a course designed for the ultimate high-speed challenge. The page emphasizes that among all the courses, silence is where you can reach the highest speeds. It's described as a course with few turns, almost entirely straight, living up to its high-speed nickname. The text explains that due to the extreme speeds achievable on this course, machine control becomes incredibly difficult, making it more challenging than it appears. The page features a track map pinpointing point 1, point 2, and point 3 inches, and a screenshot of gameplay on the silence course, showcasing a speed of 1,090 kilometers per hour, emphasizing its design for maximum velocity. The text under the screenshot reiterates that it's a special course built solely for pushing machines to their top speeds. The game interface in the screenshot shows LAP 1/3 and a time of 0:10:37. This page is a strategy guide for the F0X game, focusing on course techniques. Point 1 emphasizes using dash plates effectively right from the start of the course, and recommends a high-speed machine setup. The dash plates appear in a sequence: left, center, right, left, center. It advises memorizing these locations and avoiding sudden steering changes while dashing. Point 2 inches discusses continuous dash plates, highlighting a section where the course twists, making them harder to spot. After this part, the dash plates appear in a center, right, left, center order. While hitting all is ideal, the second and third plates are spread left and right, so safety is prioritized over hitting every plate perfectly to avoid crashing. Point 3 is about boost and energy management, noting this course is mostly straight with many boost opportunities. Use boost as much as possible and try to reach the dash plates. Energy recovery is important, and the pit area after the tunnel and slope guarantees energy recharge. Be careful when boosting right after the pit area to avoid flying off the track. Boost is not depleted on this course, and energy recovery is certain. This page is about the Sand Ocean course from the game F0X. It highlights this as a unique course featuring pipe-shaped tunnels. The page points out that pipe tunnels are a key characteristic of this course, with 2 present. It mentions that inside these tunnels, racers can move freely in mid-air and are prone to being thrown left and right by centrifugal force. The tip here is that minimizing speed loss within these pipe sections is crucial for achieving fast times on this course. The screenshot from the game shows the player in the middle of a race on lap 2 of 3, with a time of 47 seconds and 13 milliseconds and a speed of 760 kilometers per hour. The text below the screenshot reinforces the tip about the pipe tunnels, advising players to drive carefully within them as they can easily be thrown to the left or right. This page of the guide provides gameplay tips for navigating tunnel sections in F0X. Point 1 focuses on the initial tunnel, described as the most challenging part of the course. It highlights how the track narrows mid-tunnel, making control difficult due to centrifugal force, and that even slight mistakes can lead to crashes. It cautions against running off course at the exit, and advises players to proceed carefully through the latter half of the tunnel. Point 2 talks about the sparse dash plates on the course, and how crucial it is to approach corners correctly to utilize them effectively using the out-and-out racing line. It warns of immediate corners after dash plates, suggesting slide turns to prevent wall collisions, and emphasizing that errors after a successful tunnel run can negate any gains. Point 3 reminds players not to miss the dash plate near the second tunnel exit. It points out the color change in the second tunnel's later section as important, and discourages spinning within tunnels as it wastes time. It recommends following the lines on the track, and stresses the importance of correctly using the exit dash plate, while avoiding collisions with walls or the ceiling to maintain a clean run. The screenshots illustrate the tunnel sections being discussed, showing in-game perspectives, speed, lap times, and track maps. This page of the F0X guide highlights the Devil's Forest course, part of the Jack Cup. The main characteristic of this track is its winding and twisted road layout. This course is also notable as the first to feature dirt zones. While the road twists themselves don't significantly impact racing, the dirt zones directly affect your lap times, so racers should be cautious. Apart from the dirt zones, the course is described as fairly standard. The page includes a course map outlining Point 1, Point 2, and Point 3, along with a screenshot showing in-game action on the dirt section of the track. This page is a guide for mastering cornering and boost techniques in F0X. Point 1 focuses on the first corner, which is a dirt zone, and advises players to use drifting to navigate it. It warns that going off track into the dirt will significantly reduce speed. The tip is to maintain precise control while drifting, aiming for a V-shaped entry and exit to the corner. It emphasizes starting the drift early and having composure for a smooth corner exit. Point 2 discusses another dirt zone corner located on the outer side of the course. This corner requires a different approach compared to the first one. Due to the wider track, sliding is recommended over drifting for cornering. It suggests employing the classic out-and-out racing line. The guide encourages experimentation, noting that similar corners might require adjustments in cornering technique depending on the specific situation. Point 3 is about using dash plates and boosts to improve lap times. It highlights that after the tunnel, the course features several dash plates. Players should aim to maintain speed and not miss these plates. With the pit area approaching, energy should be conserved until then, but if energy is available, aggressive boosting is encouraged. Confident players are even advised to start boosting before the tunnel to maximize speed onto the dash plates. This page is focused on the Big Blue course in the game F0X. It highlights this as a newly introduced, extremely individualistic course. The page describes the course as unique to F0X, emphasizing the thrill of running around the pipe-like cylinders. The text mentions that the cylinder sections are crucial for time attack strategies, urging players to maintain boost and find the optimal racing line. The page shows a track map with 3 highlighted points of interest on the course to pay attention to when playing. There is also a screenshot of the gameplay with the game's HUD elements visible, including the lap counter, time, and speed indicator. The screenshot caption emphasizes the unique structure of the course, highlighting it as being very characteristic of F0X. The next page is a guide focusing on mastering the cylinder sections in F0X. It breaks down cylinder navigation into 3 key points. Point 1 explains that entering the cylinder track doesn't require special techniques, but players should be aware of the immediate left curve. It also mentions that the first dash plate on the cylinder is at the top, so proper steering is crucial to hit it. The text warns that controlling your machine on the cylinder can be tricky, similar to the tunnel section in Sand Ocean. Point 2 highlights the surprisingly tight corners within the cylinder. It's easy to get caught off guard and slide outwards due to centrifugal force. The advice is to maintain control and aim for the inside of the corners. The guide emphasizes not to blindly follow the centrifugal force in circles, as this causes significant time loss. Instead, race it like any other course and aim for the shortest racing line. Point 3 warns about the final chicane after exiting the cylinder and just before the pit area. The corner right before the pit stop is very tight, requiring players to anticipate it and steer correctly. It advises against instinctively using boost when approaching the pit area. Instead, it's better to hold back and use boost after successfully navigating the chicane and exiting the cylinder section. This page showcases the Port Town track from the game F-Zero X. The page features a detailed overhead map of the course, highlighting 3 key points. Point 1, Point 2, and Point 3 are marked on the track map to draw attention to specific areas. The page describes Port Town as a balanced course, characterized by its high jump platforms. It mentions that the first half of the course is technical, while the latter half is high speed. This design is intended to dramatically change the pace and feel of the race between the two sections, making it interesting. A gameplay screenshot is included showing a pilot racing on the track, with the game interface displaying lap count 1/3 and a time of 0.025 inches 57 and a speed of 1,270 kilometers per hour. The text below the screenshot emphasizes that the exhilarating high jump is a major feature of this course. The next page focuses on strategy points for the game F-Zero X. Point 1 is titled Initial Hardest Point. It explains that this section of the course is perhaps the most difficult. It describes a series of 3 corners that are more like a chicane. To navigate this section after accelerating on the dash plate just before, it takes significant technique. Using slide control and adopting a straight line to cut the corner is recommended. The advice for sequential corners like chicanes is to consider the curve of the second and subsequent corners when deciding the racing line. Drifting and sliding are highlighted as advanced techniques for this section. Point 2 is titled Slip Zone Attention. Here, it introduces a slip zone, which is set up in the same way as a dart zone. This corner will cause the machine to slide, almost certainly hitting the guardrail if not careful. The slip zone is similar to the dart zones introduced earlier, so it is suggested to avoid the corner and use drifting to navigate the inner track. Point 3 is titled Landing Without Killing Speed. This describes the course's biggest highlight, the high jump section. The entrance to this section is extremely narrow. It is crucial to avoid hitting the guardrails. It is important not to miss the dash plate. During the jump, slightly tilt the machine downwards to increase speed. The banked section after landing should be navigated in a way that doesn't kill speed. This page showcases the Sector Alpha course, part of the Queen Cup in the game. It's described as a technical course with a 3-dimensional structure, featuring significant elevation changes. The text emphasizes that due to these large height differences, it can be difficult to see what's coming ahead. The advice given is that the most important thing initially is to memorize the course layout. The page highlights that the course is full of undulations and ideally suited for F-Zero machines. An in-game screenshot is displayed, showing a race in progress with a speed of 822 kilometers per hour and a lap time of 20 seconds and 82 milliseconds in the first lap. The next page provides gameplay tips for F-Zero X, focusing on dash plates and navigating narrow sections of the track. Point 1 emphasizes the importance of the initial dash plate. It advises players to decide their racing line from the first corner onwards, as the dash plate is not visible until right before you reach it and might be missed. For time attack, choosing a concise racing line is crucial. It highlights that considering the racing line, maintaining a high-speed line is important for exiting corners effectively. Point 2 discusses navigating extremely narrow roads, similar to the Port Town course, where hitting walls results in significant time loss. Players are warned to absolutely avoid hitting walls in these sections. The text explains that while the narrow road continues uphill, and the extent of it is hard to gauge initially, it eventually widens at the hilltop. It recommends a patient approach until the road widens, and then aggressive driving afterwards. Point 3 focuses on the tunnel exit and emphasizes the use of dash plates within the tunnel. Players are instructed to use the dash plates inside the tunnel without fail. Now, knowing a pit area is ahead, players are encouraged to use boost extensively. However, caution is advised when exiting the tunnel, as improper exit can hinder energy recovery. Failure at this point could lead to retirement. This page showcases the Red Canyon track from the Nintendo 64 game F-Zero X, which was released internationally. The page features a top-down map of the track, highlighting 3 key points of interest along the course. The text above the map describes it as a slightly different course, where you proceed while continuous jumping. The text box at the bottom emphasizes that jump landings are the key to time attack on this course. It elaborates that the course is made up of fine-cut courses, where you progress by continuous jumping. It mentions that the course is full of dash plates, and using these plates effectively for acceleration and continuous jumping is crucial to navigate the track. A screenshot in the corner shows in-game action on the Red Canyon track, with a racer speeding along at 789 kilometers per hour. The text next to the screenshot reinforces the strategy of continuous jumping and calls it a course that is unparalleled. This page is a guide for the game F-Zero X, providing gameplay tips across 3 key points. Point 1 focuses on the initial corner after the start. It advises players to utilize the dash plates immediately at the beginning for maximum speed. However, due to the high speed, drifting is crucial for navigating the first corner effectively, especially as the course narrows. This is highlighted as important for time attack modes, emphasizing cornering technique. Point 2 is about landing jumps smoothly without losing speed. It recommends using dash plates before jumps to gain momentum and suggests players should not aim for long jumps, as this reduces speed. The key is to land parallel to the track surface to maintain maximum speed after landing, ensuring a smooth transition. Point 3 discusses the pit area strategy. This course is noted to have numerous dash plates, reducing the necessity for boost usage. While pit areas are available for energy recovery, it's mentioned that players don't always need to fully enter them. Dash plates are positioned in the center of the pit areas, allowing players to use them to conserve energy while still benefiting from the pit area. This page showcases the Devil's Forest 2 inches course for the game F-Zero X. The page highlights it as part of the Queen Cup and emphasizes its variety with jumps and banked corners, making it a course that tests comprehensive driving techniques. The text describes it as a course requiring overall technical skill, noting that it features large banked corners and jump sections, creating a varied experience. While it may not appear visually flashy at first glance, it demands versatile techniques to handle all situations. Another text box reiterates this point, saying that although it might seem simple initially, it actually requires a wide range of techniques to master. The page includes a course map with highlighted point markers, along with an in-game screenshot showing gameplay with a speed of 697 kilometers per hour. And a lap time of 19 seconds and 27 milliseconds on lap 1 of 3. The next page is focused on tips for improving your racing time in F-Zero X. It highlights 3 key points on the course. Point 1 is about a tunnel section with an uphill approach. The advice is to use the dash plates within the tunnel to gain speed and jump. Jumping significantly increases speed and is crucial for time improvement. However, be careful not to lift the machine's nose during the jump, as this will cause speed loss. Land smoothly for optimal results. Point 2 discusses a banked curve following an uphill section. The strategy here is to use drifting to navigate the bank effectively. Approach from the inside and drift smoothly into the corner. Boost after exiting the corner to maintain speed. It notes that for the first corner after the start, which is similar but gentler, drifting is not necessary and can be easily navigated by simply turning normally. Point 3 addresses the chicane before the pit area. This corner is described as narrow and challenging to navigate without hitting walls. If you approach it at the correct angle, it can be taken almost straight. If not, use a slide, like in other corners, to maintain a straight line and exit quickly. Successfully navigating this section is important, as the goal is close ahead. This page showcases the Mute City 2 track from the game F-Zero X. The page describes it as a technical course with continuous tight corners. It is noted that for F-Zero X, this is a rather plain and ordinary course, lacking flashy elements like dash plates or loop-de-loops. However, the simplicity of the track actually highlights the importance of player technique, where even small differences in skill become very apparent. The advice given is to master the finer points of racing to improve your lap times. A screenshot from the game's time attack mode is included, displaying a best time record and emphasizing that while just completing the course might be easy, achieving a fast time attack is quite difficult. The next page focuses on providing gameplay advice for what appears to be a fast-paced racing game, very likely F-Zero X. It breaks down the track into 3 key points, offering strategic tips for each. Point 1 highlights the importance of the jump plate. It explains that using the jump plate allows players to take a shortcut as the course narrows. It's also beneficial for gaining speed, so players are advised to always use it. Upon landing from the jump, the course narrows to the left, so landing on the left side is recommended. Point 2 discusses navigating the tunnel after a jump plate. It points out that the course narrows again in the tunnel, both to the right and left. The advice is to move to the right side immediately upon entering the tunnel for a smoother run. This section emphasizes precise driving and minimizing time loss in these technical sections. Point 3 gives a warning about the corner just before the second tunnel. It notes that there's likely a pit area within the tunnel, meaning players might be low on energy approaching this corner. It strongly advises against hitting the walls here and recommends a standard racing line, out and out, to ensure a clean and controlled cornering approach. The overall message is to drive carefully and precisely to maintain speed and avoid costly mistakes on this course. The next page showcases the Big Blue 2 inches course from F0X, highlighting it as a technical track within the Queen Cup. The course layout diagram shows a winding path with several points marked. The text describes it as a challenging course true to its technical nickname, packed with numerous consecutive tight corners that leave little room to breathe. It emphasizes the difficulty is further amplified by elevation changes and road twists that obstruct the view ahead. The page stresses the need for precise machine control and rolling techniques to master this course. A gameplay screenshot demonstrates the high-speed action, showing a racer speeding at 740 km per hour. The text below the screenshot reinforces the course's nature, stating, "As the nickname suggests, it's a technical course." This page presents gameplay advice for the Nintendo 64 game F0X, focusing on cornering techniques for specific points on a track. Point 1 describes the hairpin corner immediately after the start line, noting its difficulty and recommending a drift technique to slide out of the turn. For later laps, it suggests using a standard out-and-out racing line and utilizing the track's width. The accompanying screenshot shows the starting grid and the mentioned hairpin corner. A section titled "Prepare for the Corner" advises players to concentrate on navigating the initial hairpin corner in the first pit area and not worry about energy replenishment at this point. It emphasizes focusing on taking the correct racing line through the hairpin. The screenshot displays a vehicle approaching a corner within a pit area. Point 2 shifts focus to the hairpin corner located after the pit area, mentioning another pit stop inside an upcoming tunnel. It prioritizes corner entry over energy management in this section. Similar to the first corner, drifting in and sliding out is recommended to maintain speed. An outline is also presented as a viable option. The screenshot shows a vehicle entering a tunnel section of the track. Point 3 discusses a fast switchback corner, the final corner, noting its trickiness. It highlights that after exiting a tunnel, there's a left turn followed by a right turn. While not extremely sharp, it can still be challenging. The advice suggests briefly steering left at the tunnel exit and then quickly turning right. Drifting is deemed unnecessary for this corner. The screenshot depicts a vehicle exiting a tunnel approaching a right-hand turn. This page introduces the White Land track, part of the Queen Cup, likely from F0X. The page highlights key features of the course, marked as Point 1, Point 2, and Point 3 inches on a track map, and emphasizes jump plates that create step-up sections as a major characteristic. The text boxes read, "Jumps, loops, etc., lots of thrills," and "Step-up sections made with jump plates are a key feature." The description elaborates that these step-up jump plates are the greatest feature of this course. It mentions loops and hairpin turns, creating a challenging and elaborate course. While visually appealing, the text notes that many corners are surprisingly difficult to handle. The screenshot shows in-game action with a speed of 780 km per hour, and the text below it says, "Continuous jump step-ups are a major feature." The lap counter shows 1/3, and the time is 00:28:35. This page focuses on providing gameplay tips for the racing game F0X, specifically on mastering course techniques. Point 1 is about navigating a tunnel section with crank-like corners. It advises using slide turns due to the narrow track and warns that visibility is limited, so players should rely on timing by feel rather than sight. It also mentions a dash zone near the tunnel exit and a loop section following it. Point 2 discusses approaching chicanes after the tunnel and uses the same slide turning technique from earlier sections. It highlights that these corners are larger than usual after the loop and advises precise machine control to find the optimal racing line. It specifically mentions F0X and the need to adjust speed for chicanes in this game. Point 3 is about jump plates, a defining feature of this course. It explains these are step-up courses, approached by driving up layered platforms. It warns about close landing points and the absence of guardrails in the second half of the jump section, urging careful landings to avoid falling off. It also encourages players to use jumps aggressively as speed boost opportunities. This page showcases the Firefield course from the game F-Zero-X, part of the King Cup. It highlights that this course, set in a lava terrain, is known for its large jumps, a signature element of the top-class Grand Prix races in F-Zero-X. The text describes Firefield as a bold course built within a lava region, typical of the F-Zero-X Grand Prix. It mentions the significant jumps as a key feature, and that the course involves going up and down jumps, with many large corners due to the elevation changes, making it overall a high-speed course. The page points out that using the jumps on this course is slightly different compared to other courses. The screenshot displays gameplay with a speed of 725 km per hour and shows the lap count as 1 out of 3 with a time of 0:13 inches 12. The course map illustrates the track layout with marked points of interest. The next page is focused on providing gameplay advice for F-Zero-X. Point 1 discusses navigating the corner after the start of the race. It highlights that it's a tricky corner with a narrow road after a jump ramp. The advice is to use sliding to control the machine and successfully navigate the corner, warning against hitting the wall to avoid significant time loss. It then emphasizes using dash plates to gain enough speed for a large jump, recommending players to aim upwards and enjoy the exhilarating jump. Point 2 is about a jump section, where the path before the jump is a narrow corner. It describes this section as a key point in F-Zero-X Grand Prix. It explains that while previous jumps were about gaining speed and jumping low, this section requires a different approach. Here, players need to perform continuous jumps over zigzag corners after landing. The advice is to prioritize landing smoothly and accurately on the zigzag corner landing point rather than focusing on distance, as navigating the zigzag corners afterwards is more challenging and time-consuming than a slightly shorter jump. Point 3 focuses on a difficult uphill corner with a dart zone in the middle that appears before the goal. It advises players to slide through this corner, utilizing the entire course width but avoiding the dart zone in the center. The recommended line is to stay on the right side of the dart zone and take an Invetta-like approach, using the inner half of the course for the turn. This page is dedicated to the Silence 2 Inches track from the Nintendo 64 game F-Zero-X, part of the King Cup series. The page highlights this track as a high-speed course known for its wavy roads and swirling corners. It points out 3 key areas on the track map labeled Point 1, Point 2, and Point 3. The text describes the course as intricately designed with spiral corners and undulating surfaces. Despite appearing complex, it's surprisingly well-structured and easy to race once you're on it. The course features many straight sections, making boosting a crucial factor for winning on this high-speed circuit. A screenshot from the game shows gameplay with a speed of 840 km per hour and indicates it's lap 2 of 3, with a time of 42 seconds and 43 milliseconds elapsed. The text next to the screenshot notes that this course has many sections where high speeds are easily achievable. The description suggests that while visually intricate, the track is ultimately a straightforward, high-speed racing experience. This page is a guide for mastering the spiral course in F-Zero-X. It's broken down into 3 key points. Point 1 focuses on the spiral corner itself, advising players to take it at full speed using the dash plates available on the track to maintain momentum and easily reach top speed. Point 2 is about navigating the dart zone that follows the spiral corner. It highlights that the dart zone is positioned on both sides of the track. The advice here is to drive straight down the middle of the track and not worry too much about veering off course onto the dart zones and corners. Point 3 covers the final wavy straight section of the course. It cautions that while the road is straight, the undulating surface can cause jumps. It recommends using boost to maintain speed, but warns about the absence of guardrails, meaning any loss of control can lead to falling off the track and immediate retirement. The key takeaway is to maintain precise machine control in this section. This page focuses on the Sector Beta track, part of the King Cup, in what is likely F-Zero-X. The page showcases a map of the track highlighting 3 key points. The text emphasizes the course's varied and challenging design, comparing its intense curves, ups and downs, to a roller coaster. It mentions the track is packed with jumps, twisted roads, and loops, making it a course rich in variety and requiring strong technical skills. The page advises players to memorize the course layout, due to its significant elevation changes and complex design. A screenshot from the game shows high-speed racing action, reinforcing the intensity described in the text. This page highlights key points for players to be aware of in the F-Zero X game. Point 1 focuses on a jump platform section area. It warns players that while these jumps are common, the landing area is particularly narrow and without guardrails, emphasizing the importance of a controlled landing to avoid falling off course. It mentions dash plates leading up to the jump to build speed. Point 2 describes an upcoming section of the track that involves a series of twists and turns, going up, down, left, and right. It mentions that at first glance, it might seem complicated and challenging, but in reality, it's not too technically difficult. The advice here is to memorize the course layout so you can navigate it smoothly and avoid making mistakes, as simply reacting might not be enough. Point 3 introduces a new trap placed just before the pit area. This trap is described as a new face on the course. Touching it will decrease your energy and slightly bounce your machine upwards. It warns that if you hit this trap and fail to reach the pit area afterward to replenish energy, you will be in trouble. Despite this, it notes that the gaps to avoid the trap are not too large, suggesting it's relatively easy to dodge if you are careful. The text advises players to drive cautiously and avoid these traps to ensure a successful run. The next page showcases the Red Canyon 2 track from F-Zero X. This is a course featured in the King Cup. The page provides a diagram of the track layout, highlighting it as a narrow and technical course enclosed by walls. It notes that due to the narrow roads, Grand Prix races on this track are challenging. The text emphasizes that almost the entire course is walled in, and mistakes can easily lead to collisions. Precise machine control is crucial, especially in a 30-machine Grand Prix, where just finishing is tough. A gameplay screenshot illustrates the intensity with a cockpit view at 662 kilometers per hour, with the text below reiterating that even a small error on this narrow track can result in significant time loss. This page focuses on gameplay tips for the Nintendo 64 game F-Zero X, specifically cornering techniques. It is divided into 3 points, each explaining different corner types and how to approach them. Point 1 discusses hairpin turns immediately following a tunnel. It recommends sliding through these corners and advises against reverse drifting due to the narrow track width, which increases the risk of hitting walls. The text suggests focusing on safely sliding through the middle of the track, as precise line selection is not crucial here. Point 2 describes a looping corner. It explains that this corner is not particularly challenging, and sliding through the inside is sufficient. The key takeaway for this section is that this wider part of the track is a good opportunity to overtake rivals, not necessarily perfecting the cornering technique itself. Point 3 deals with line selection after landing from a jump into a hairpin corner. It highlights the difficulty of immediately getting the ideal racing line after landing, recommending sliding and cutting sharply towards the inside of the corner to compensate. The text concludes that sliding is a versatile technique effective for most corners in this course. Each point is accompanied by a screenshot from the game illustrating the corner type being discussed and the advised racing line. This page is about the White Land 2 inches course for the game F-Zero X, featuring a track map that highlights points of interest on the circuit. The text describes the track as having an unusual design, like a road made from half-pipes. It mentions the course is almost entirely without guardrails, emphasizing the challenging and somewhat frightening nature of racing on it. The course is further characterized as a technical high-speed circuit. A screenshot from F-Zero X gameplay is included, showing a racer reaching 887 kilometers per hour during lap 2 of 3, with a time of 0 minutes, 33 seconds, and 93 milliseconds. The text concludes by suggesting it's a course that can be considered both technically demanding and high speed. This page offers gameplay advice for F-Zero X, focusing on mastering dash plates for speed boosts. Point 1 highlights the initial half-pipe section and the first dash plate, noting that while it's not overly difficult, precise machine control is crucial due to potential left and right instability. Players are warned to carefully consider their dash direction to avoid going off course and to practice navigating half-pipes. Point 2 addresses dash plates positioned at the edge of the track. It advises against risky maneuvers, suggesting players memorize plate locations for safer approaches. The tip here is to aim for the center of the dash plate and to avoid sudden steering inputs on this course. It also mentions to keep the machine pointed in the intended direction during acceleration, and to use boost on straight sections immediately after dash plates. Finally, point 3 discusses the final corner, which also features edge-placed dash plates. The suggested technique is to ride these plates by skimming the edge while maintaining a path parallel to the track, ensuring directional stability. Boost can be utilized similarly, maintaining a safe trajectory while accelerating. The screenshots illustrate these points with in-game views of the track sections, showing speed and lap times, and emphasizing the importance of dash plate usage for optimal performance. This page showcases the Mute City 3 course from F-Zero X, which is part of the King Cup. It's described as a technical course built entirely with right-angle turns. The page highlights that this course is remarkably flat, with almost no elevation changes, a departure from other courses. The text emphasizes that the course is made up of straight sections connected by right-angle turns, and despite its simple appearance, mastering technical skills is crucial for achieving fast lap times. The screenshot shows gameplay at a speed of 793 km per hour on this flat track. It's noted that this course is distinctively flat compared to previous tracks encountered in the game. The next page is about shortcut techniques in the game F-Zero X. It details 3 shortcut points on a track. Shortcut point 1. This point emphasizes using jump plates to take shortcuts. The text mentions that while there aren't many shortcuts on this flat course, jump plates can provide small shortcuts. For the first shortcut, jump to the right from the first jump plate to land on a dash plate area. Mastering this shortcut is key to improving race times. The screenshots illustrate this with gameplay images showing the jump plate and landing area with the dash plate. Shortcut point 2. This shortcut is located after 2 corners. Here, players should aim to jump diagonally right from the jump plate to cut through 2 corners. However, the text warns that there's an immediate left turn after landing, so hitting the wall is easy and negates the benefit. Good landing control is crucial for making this shortcut effective and setting up for the next section. The screenshots demonstrate the jump and the subsequent left corner. Shortcut point 3. This final shortcut is before the tunnel in the crane area and is described as relatively easy because the course is straight after landing. Players are advised not to forget the jump plate located just before this shortcut point. While it's not directly part of the shortcut, using it provides a speed boost. The screenshots show the approach to the tunnel and the straight section after the shortcut. This page features the Rainbow Road course, a staple course from Nintendo, also known from the Mario Kart series, and here presented in the context of F-Zero X. The page highlights that, despite its visually appealing rainbow colors, it's a very challenging course. It emphasizes that unlike some other courses, it lacks dash plates and jump plates, meaning success and faster times depend heavily on skillful cornering techniques. A screenshot from F-Zero X gameplay is shown, displaying a speed of 785 km per hour and a lap time of 22.95 seconds during the first lap out of 3. The text below the screenshot further reinforces the connection to Mario Kart, stating that a course with the same name exists within that series as well. The page title, Joker Cup, suggests this course is part of the Joker Cup within F-Zero X. This page focuses on F-Zero X racing tips, highlighting 3 key points to improve your gameplay. Point 1 is about achieving a speed boost right at the start of a race by deliberately going off course. It explains that by skillfully using the guardrails and landing properly, you can achieve speeds exceeding 1,000 km per hour, significantly faster than the usual 600,800 km per hour, giving you a crucial lead over rivals in a Grand Prix. Point 2 details the strategy for hairpin corners, specifically on Rainbow Road, known for its tight turns. The advice is to use the out-and-out cornering technique, carefully navigating the bend. The page emphasizes that this course doesn't rely on dash plates, so for time attack, smooth and consistent driving is key to achieving a good time by avoiding mistakes and steadily improving lap times. Point 3 explains the tricky pit areas filled with traps. These pit areas are positioned in corners requiring a full lap to navigate. Traps are located to the right, left, and center. To avoid them, the suggested approach is again out-and-out cornering, sticking to the outer edge of the corner within the pit area. By doing so, you can bypass the traps and maintain machine control and energy, which is crucial because hitting traps can lead to loss of control and energy depletion. This page showcases the Devil's Forest 3 course for F-Zero X. This course is part of the Joker Cup and features a unique vertically symmetrical design described as being like a mirror image. The top section of the track is essentially a reverse layout of the bottom section. Despite this unique structure, The description mentions that while visually interesting from a distance, the actual racing experience on the track itself feels quite standard, without any particular emphasis on jumps or bounces. The screenshot demonstrates typical F-Zero X gameplay, showing the in-game HUD with speed, lap number, and energy gauge. The page highlights that you can also enjoy playing this course in reverse mode. The next page focuses on course strategies for F-Zero X. It breaks down the track into 3 key points. Point 1. First corner left and right turns. This section describes the initial hairpin corner. It notes the course is wide here, and basic driving is sufficient. Drifting or sliding isn't necessary. The course starts with a left turn, then a gentle right curve. For the reverse section, it's a gentle left, then a right turn. The text suggests this is where you can improve your time. Point 2. First lap left turn. This section discusses the loop course in the lower part of the screen, focusing on the left turn. The course width is wide, and the curves aren't sharp, so drifting or sliding is unnecessary. Simple cornering is sufficient. The main point is to take the corner as tightly as possible to improve time. This seemingly simple course is where top players differentiate themselves in time attacks, highlighting that even small mistakes can cost you. Point 3. Reverse course entry. This part covers the reverse course entry, starting with the first left loop corner. The turning method is fundamentally the same as the corner shown below. The illustration may appear to switch left and right, but from the machine's perspective on the downward side, it's still a left turn. Because there aren't many corners on this course, and therefore few opportunities to gain time, cornering technique, line choice, and boosting are essential for shaving off seconds. This page is about the Space Plant course within the F-Zero game series. Presented as part of the Joker Cup, the page features a detailed map of the course, highlighting key points of interest. The text describes the course as a combination of regular roads and cylindrical sections, creating a varied layout with jumps and undulations. It's noted that this course is a departure from the Devil's Forest course, offering a more diverse racing experience with numerous challenging corners and a high overall difficulty. A screenshot from the game shows gameplay on the cylindrical track at a speed of 749 km per hour. Text accompanying the screenshot emphasizes the demanding nature of the course, stating that it's so challenging that only F-Zero machines are suitable to race on it. The overall tone suggests Space Plant is a difficult and exhilarating course in the F-Zero series. This page focuses on gameplay tips for F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64, highlighting key techniques for faster racing. Point 1 is about mastering slip zones, particularly in tunnels. It advises players to utilize the slip zone in the tunnel's center to drift through corners, stating that drifting through these zones, instead of avoiding them, will actually increase your speed. The screenshot shows a ship drifting in a tunnel slip zone at 757 km per hour. Point 2 describes a natural jump opportunity near the pit area. Because the pit area is on an incline, boosting as you approach it will allow you to perform a speed boost jump that's more effective than standard jumps. It emphasizes this as a crucial speed boost chance due to the limited number of dash plates on the course. The screenshot here shows a ship executing this jump at 1,064 km per hour. Point 3 details a jump point that becomes available from the second lap onwards. This jump is located on the uphill slope immediately after the starting line. Although the incline isn't as steep as the final corners, using boost to dash allows for a jump. The guide stresses that knowing this technique is essential for time attack and achieving faster lap times, showcasing a ship performing this jump at 1,365 km per hour. This page showcases the Sand Ocean 2 inches course from F-Zero X. It's part of the Joker Cup and is described as a track with intense wave-like undulations, making it very difficult to control your machine. The page highlights that machine control is crucial for this course. The text explains that while it might appear to be a standard course in F-Zero X, the wavy road surface, particularly in the corners, makes handling exceptionally challenging. An in-game screenshot shows a racer speeding along the wavy track at 741 km per hour, with the HUD displaying lap 1 of 3 and a time of 4 seconds and 77 milliseconds. The course map itself is also depicted with points of interest marked as Point 1, Point 2, and Point 3 inches along the winding track. This page focuses on providing gameplay advice for F-Zero X, broken down into 3 key points. Point 1 is titled, Speed is easy to achieve, but it explains that while the course starts with a dash plate and straightaways allowing for high speed, it's not purely a straight course. It advises players to utilize the two dash plates effectively and be mindful of blind corners ahead by memorizing the course layout. The text warns against unnecessary movements and emphasizes proper line selection for navigating the course smoothly. It highlights the basic principle of maintaining speed from the dash plates, even through corners. Point 2 is titled, A Point to Output Speed. This section discusses a challenging corner that requires advanced techniques. It reassures players that mastering techniques learned so far will be sufficient. The advice stresses utilizing wide course width, executing outside outline for corners, and using dash plates just before corners to accelerate into them. It advises controlling the machine carefully, warning that getting caught in course undulations leads to time loss. Point 3 is titled, Waiting in the Tunnel. This point addresses a tricky section within a tunnel near the goal, featuring a sudden corner. Since the tunnel walls obstruct visibility, players must memorize the timing of the corner's appearance. The text notes the track undulations continue here, cautioning against hitting the tunnel walls as it causes significant time loss. It encourages players to develop precise machine control to overcome the wavy road surface. Throughout the page, screenshots illustrate the track sections described in each point, showing the player's vehicle navigating the course at high speeds, indicated by speedometers reaching 754 km per hour, 876 km per hour, 887 km per hour, 802 km per hour, and 786 km per hour in various screenshots. The page offers essential tips for mastering speed and cornering in F0X. The next page showcases the Port Town 2 track for the Joker Cup. This course is described as a considerably technical challenge with many sharp corners in succession. It's likened to a winding and twisting snake-like layout. The text highlights that while there are straight sections, it's not easy enough to just rely on acceleration settings, emphasizing the technical nature of the track and its high difficulty, making it a fitting stage for the 5th race of the Joker Cup. A section of continuous corners is specifically pointed out as resembling a wriggling snake. This page from a Japanese gaming magazine focuses on providing racing tips for the game F0X on the Nintendo 64. It's divided into 3 key points, offering advice for different sections of a track. Point 1 highlights the starting dash plate, advising players to use it to gain maximum speed and boost immediately. It mentions a jump across a gap in the track, requiring boost speed to clear successfully. This section emphasizes using boost effectively from the very beginning of the race to achieve high speeds. Point 2 addresses a hairpin curve on the track. It points out that this course has many sharp corners, especially this hairpin after the pit area. The guide recommends utilizing a sliding technique, maintaining an outside outline, and being mindful of the entry angle to navigate it effectively. It reiterates that slide techniques are crucial here. Point 3 focuses on an S-curve section leading into a straight. It advises using the same sliding technique as before for these corners, focusing on a slide turn and a straight line approach. This section is important because it leads into the longest straight on the course, so the tip is to prepare for a boost as soon as possible after exiting the curve to maximize speed down the straight towards the goal. The next page introduces the Big Hand course, a unique track designed in the shape of a large hand. It's described as a course that looks interesting, but players should not be deceived by its appearance. Despite its playful shape, the Big Hand course is noted as being extremely challenging, rated as the highest difficulty. The course features many hairpin turns and a distinct lack of guardrails, emphasizing that even a single mistake can lead to immediate race retirement. The page includes a diagram of the course layout with points of interest marked, and a screenshot from the game displaying a high speed of 732 km per hour and in-game interface elements like lap count and time. The text below the screenshot highlights that the numerous areas without guardrails make it easy to retire from the race. This page is all about mastering the tricky hairpin turns in F0X. Point 1 highlights a sneaky section of track where there's no guardrail and a slip zone right in the middle of the road. The advice is to carefully control your machine and stick to the normal road surface on the edges, because if you hit that slip zone, you're going to fall off instantly. They even warn you there's another one of these nasty slip zones coming up, so you can't let your guard down. Point 2 focuses on using drift techniques to navigate hairpins. It mentions that most hairpins in this course have guardrails, which makes things a bit easier. But the roads here are narrower than usual. So simply sliding or using the out-and-out racing line isn't enough. You've got to drift into the corner, slide, and make fine adjustments to get through cleanly. Finally, point 3 warns you about the last hairpin, which is a real danger zone because it has no guardrails at all. Mess up the cornering here, and it's instant retirement. The road width and curve are just like the other hairpins, so they suggest staying calm, being careful, and making sure you nail the corner, as going off course here will undo all your hard work. This page talks about the XQP in F-Zero X, which is described as the final hidden cup that appears after completing the Joker Cup in Expert Class. The XQP is unique because the courses are automatically generated by the computer for each race, meaning every playthrough offers different tracks. This randomness is highlighted as the key challenge and excitement of the XQP, making each race unpredictable and requiring players to constantly adapt. The page emphasizes that this mode truly tests a player's ability to handle their machine. Since courses are different every time, rote memorization of track layouts is useless. Instead, players need to develop strong machine control and the ability to react quickly to new and unexpected course designs. The advice given is to focus on honing driving skills and being adaptable to overcome the challenge of the randomly generated tracks. The screenshots show in-game action from the XQP, showcasing the race interface with speed, lap times, and player rankings, reinforcing the dynamic nature of the races. This page discusses the difficulty level in the XQP mode of F-Zero X. It highlights that the courses in XQP are randomly generated, meaning the difficulty is also random and luck-based. Sometimes you get easy courses, making victory simpler than in the Jack Cup. But at other times, incredibly difficult courses can appear, leading to repeated game overs. Even relying on computer assistance might not guarantee wins. It depends on the course you get. However, this randomness is framed positively, suggesting that it keeps the races fresh and exciting, as each course is a new experience. Screenshots illustrate these points, showing gameplay examples with speed readings and lap counters. One screenshot suggests that players with confidence can handle easier courses, while another points out that difficult courses might be almost impossible to finish. There's also a note that the first lap in XQP can be tricky because you won't know the track layout beforehand. A one-point advice section recommends choosing a machine with good grip for the X Cup, as machine control is crucial. Machines with an A grip rating are suggested. It further advises picking machines with a body rating of A or B for better durability, especially if you tend to crash. Two example machines are profiled as good choices for X Cup: Black Shadow and Astro Robin. Black Shadow is highlighted for having both body and grip rated A. Astro Robin is noted for its B body, but praised for its excellent grip, which makes it easy to control. Both are recommended for X Cup. The page concludes with the X Cup logo. This page focuses on unlocking hidden elements in F-Zero X. It's titled, Captain Falcon's F-Zero X Lecture Hidden Class Edition. The page explains how to unlock the Masterclass difficulty. To access Masterclass, you need to achieve first place overall in all 4 cups on Expert Class. This is described as a very challenging difficulty for hardcore players. The page also covers unlocking the staff role. This hidden staff role ending can't be seen on Standard Class or lower. To view it, you also need to get first place overall in all 4 cups, but specifically on Expert Class. The page humorously questions if this means you'll see an ending, suggesting there's more to the race even after that. The screenshots show the mode select screen highlighting the different difficulty levels: Novice, Standard, Expert, and the Unlocked Masterclass. Another screenshot shows the "See you again" message, implying this is related to the staff role ending. This page is titled Death Race and describes this game mode in F-Zero X. Death Race is explained as a mode where you defeat rivals by crashing machines into each other, unlike a normal race. To win, essential techniques are needed in this survival race. It proclaims the ultimate survival techniques will be fully revealed. The page also shows menu buttons related to F-Zero X, including sections for System, Basic, Machine and Pilot, Course, Death Race, US, Time Attack, and Tune-In, etc., suggesting these are different sections covered within the guidebook. The next page introduces the Death Race mode in F-Zero X. This mode, a new addition to the game, is described as the most chaotic and intense. Players race on a simple oval course, but the main objective isn't just to finish first, it's to eliminate all 29 rival machines. The page emphasizes the frantic action of battling in a circular ring with 30 racers, recommending techniques like side attacks and spin attacks to survive. It highlights that simply bumping machines isn't enough. Skillful techniques are needed to clear the mode, emphasizing its high difficulty. The screenshot shows the in-game display with the words Death Race and gameplay information like time and best time. The page also mentions the stage features a pit area before the starting line and jump spots on the lower level. This page is about the Death Race mode in F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64, a survival race where the goal is to eliminate all rival machines except your own. The text describes this mode as a true survival race, where you must destroy opponents regardless of laps or race position. Death Race courses are specifically designed without difficult corners, but are packed with rivals. The page highlights two aspects of Death Race: time and number of kills. The time section emphasizes that while defeating rivals is key, it's also a time attack race. Once you can clear the mode by defeating rivals, the next challenge is to improve your clear time efficiently. The number of kills section explains that in Death Race, player-on-player combat is common, but you don't need to defeat all rivals yourself. The game counts the number of rivals you personally defeat, shown on screen, and it is suggested to compete with friends on this kill count, rather than just time for a different kind of fun. Screenshots illustrate the gameplay with HUD elements like left, indicating remaining rivals, time, best time, energy gauge, and speed readout. One screenshot points out using boost to catch up when rivals are not visible, and another warns about being careful, as attacking can sometimes lead to you going off course. The bottom screenshots shows gameplay examples with different numbers of remaining rivals, time, and speed. The text also notes that boost can be used freely in Death Race due to pit areas on the courses providing energy, and that there are areas without guardrails and jump spots requiring caution to avoid being attacked and crashing. This page highlights 4 major techniques to win in F-Zero X. It starts by discussing machine selection, emphasizing that for the Death Race mode, choosing a machine with a strong body is crucial. Normal races might forgive a weak body if you have good technique, but in Death Race, body strength is key for surviving collisions. The page suggests the Black Bull machine as suitable for Death Race due to its heavy body. Next, it introduces the side attack technique, which allows you to bump into and knock away adjacent machines. It's stated to be useful when racing side by side, but less effective if there's a significant speed difference. The text mentions it's convenient, but you might not find many opportunities to use it. The main attack technique for Death Race, according to the page, is the spin attack. This is described as a primary attack technique in Death Race mode. It advises using boost to catch up to rivals from behind, and then initiating a spin attack right before contact to effectively take them down. This page focuses on gameplay tips for attacking and recovering in F-Zero X. Under the heading Attack Points, the guide advises players to be strategic with their attacks, emphasizing that it's not about attacking constantly. The safest attack point is suggested to be right after a jump platform, specifically in the section leading up to the pit lane. For riskier players, the pit area itself, lacking guardrails, is highlighted as a high-risk, high-redward attack zone. However, caution is advised in the pit area due to the absence of guardrails and the risk of falling off. Another attack tip is to avoid aggressive maneuvers just before jump platforms to maintain control during jumps, particularly when aiming for landings on the opposite side. The recovery points section touches on the dangers of attacking right before jumps, potentially leading to loss of control mid-air. The pit area is reiterated as a double-edged sword, effective for taking out rivals but equally risky for the player. The page also features screenshots from the game showcasing racing scenarios and speedometers reaching high speeds like 847 km per hour, 866 km per hour, 715 km per hour, and 905 km per hour, suggesting a focus on fast-paced, aggressive gameplay in F-Zero X. This page is from Captain Falcon's F-Zero X lecture series, focusing on the original F-Zero game for Super Nintendo Entertainment System as a predecessor to F-Zero X. The first section is about machines, explaining that while F-Zero X features 30 machines, the original F-Zero had fewer. It highlights that returning characters like Dr. Stewart, Pico, and Samurai Goro, along with Captain Falcon, are the only 4 racers from the original game who continued to participate. The machines from F-Zero have been tuned up for F-Zero X. Screenshots illustrate this with Captain Falcon's Blue Falcon, described as his signature machine, and Fire Stingray, mentioned as being power-focused. A course selection screen is shown featuring courses like Mute City I, Big Blue, and Deathwind On. The second section discusses courses, stating that F-Zero X Grand Prix features 24 courses, while F-Zero originally had 15. Courses with familiar names like Mute City and Port Town are present, but their content is completely different. F-Zero X was developed to be a more exhilarating racing experience, made possible by the technological advancements in the 3 years since the original F-Zero. The next page is focused on the VS mode in F-Zero X. It introduces VS play as a staple in racing games and explains that this section will thoroughly introduce different ways to enjoy VS battles. It mentions that human-to-human battles, unlike Grand Prix or Time Attack, offer a different kind of racing experience and excitement, highlighting the mind games and psychological aspects of racing against another person as a unique enjoyment of VS mode. The page shows menu buttons for game modes or options including Death Race, US, Time Attack, and Tune, and etc. Above these buttons are F, Z, E, R, O, X System, Basic, Machine and Pilot, and Course buttons, likely for navigating other sections of the guide. This page is all about the Versus mode in F-Zero X. It highlights that this is a must-have feature for any racing game, and of course, F-Zero X includes it. The game allows for up to 4 players to compete against each other. Players can freely choose courses for each race, leading to varied and exciting battles. The text emphasizes the fun of playing against friends and family, noting that human opponents are much more engaging than computer AI. The page explains the screen display in multiplayer. For 2 players, the screen is split vertically. For 3 to 4 players, the screen is divided into 4 sections. It mentions that while the split screen might initially seem small, players quickly get accustomed to it and can fully enjoy the multiplayer experience. The advertisement emphasizes that playing with more people, like 4 players, is the most enjoyable way to experience VS mode. This page is focused on the Versus mode in F-Zero X, explaining how to enjoy competition against friends and the computer. It highlights that you can compete for rankings using points, similar to the Grand Prix mode. In Versus mode, you freely choose courses for each race, and points are awarded based on your placement. Continuous races accumulate points for an overall ranking. The page mentions that after each race, the loser gets to decide the next course, adding an interesting rule. There are 2 examples of VS total ranking tables showing player positions and points earned after a series of races, with version numbers V3 and V7 respectively, indicating match progression. A course select screenshot is displayed, showing the King Cup selection screen. The page details the options menu for VS mode, showing features like VS Computer, 2P, 3P, which allows you to include computer opponents when playing with 2 or 3 human players, ensuring a total of 4 machines race. Other options shown are VS Slot and VS Handicap Match. The page explains that handicap matches are designed for beginners, where slower players' machines are sped up to create closer and more exciting races, even if there's a skill gap. The sound mode and all data clear options are also visible in the menu screenshot. The page encourages players to try handicap races for enjoyable battles. This page is about F-Zero X and focuses on the VS mode and a slot feature that lets you continue playing even after you retire from a race. The page explains that in VS mode, even if you retire, you can still participate in the race by using the slot game to steal energy from the racers who are still running. The page title emphasizes Super Hot VS Play. It mentions that the fun of playing against others is something you cannot understand until you try it. It encourages players to jump into VS mode, experience the excitement firsthand, and feel the enjoyment physically, rather than just thinking about it. There is also advice on how to approach VS mode. Since it's against other people, the battle tactics differ from playing against the computer, and this difference is where the real thrill lies. It's also mentioned that if you've bought F-Zero X, it would be a waste not to play against others. The screenshots show gameplay of F-Zero X, highlighting the retiree screen when energy is depleted. Other screenshots show gameplay in Mute City, with speedometers and lap counts, and also depict the slot feature in action, where the retired player can seemingly influence the race by interfering with other racers' energy. This page showcases the Time Attack mode from F-Zero X. It explains that unlike Grand Prix or VS modes where you race against other machines, Time Attack is a personal challenge against yourself. The text highlights that this mode demands precise and skillful techniques that might not be necessary in chaotic races against opponents. It encourages players to hone their skills in Time Attack, suggesting that mastering this mode will be beneficial in Grand Prix races. The page motivates players to aim for the fastest times in this self-improvement focused mode. The menu options visible include selections for FZEROX system, basic, machine and pilot, course, death race, US, time attack, and tune and etc., presenting the various settings and options available to the player within the game. This page is focused on the time attack mode in F-Zero X, highlighting it as the ultimate challenge after mastering the Grand Prix mode. The text emphasizes that time attack is a different beast from Grand Prix, requiring distinct techniques. In Grand Prix, you're navigating through 30 machines and must weave through traffic, preventing ideal cornering lines. However, time attack removes rivals, allowing players to pursue the most aggressive cornering and perfect racing lines. The guide suggests that playing time attack feels almost like a completely new game and recommends practicing to master new courses. It mentions that boost becomes available from the second lap onwards, similar to Grand Prix. The guide also points out the intense precision required for time attack, where even a single mistake can be detrimental to your time. Screenshots of the time attack interface are displayed, showing lap times and best times achieved. The page concludes by stating that time attack is a true test of skill and a deeper challenge compared to racing with rivals in Grand Prix, pushing players to achieve the ultimate in speed and precision. This page is all about the Ghost feature in F-Zero X. It explains that the Ghost is a semi-transparent replay of your past time attack runs. By racing against your Ghost, you can analyze where you went wrong and improve your lap times. The text emphasizes that Ghosts are valuable for time attack practice, and you can even race against up to 3 Ghosts simultaneously. It highlights the importance of saving your Ghost data if you achieve a good run. Otherwise, it will be lost. The page features screenshots showing the Ghost car in action during a race, alongside the player's car. One screenshot shows the name entry screen, suggesting saving your Ghost requires naming it. Another screenshot shows the game interface with lap times and speed information. The text also points out that even though you are racing with Ghosts, there is no collision detection, so you can focus on improving your own driving line and speed. It mentions that racing against Ghosts is the key to time improvement in F-Zero X. This page is about the Staff Ghost Challenge in F-Zero X. It introduces a new objective for players: to beat the Staff Ghost in time attack mode. To unlock the Staff Ghost, you first need to set a decent time on any track. Once unlocked, the Staff Ghost appears, representing the development team's record, and it's incredibly fast. The page advises players to observe the Staff Ghost closely to learn advanced techniques. By watching their racing line and cornering, you can discover valuable tips to improve your own time. Mastering techniques from the Staff Ghost is key to achieving faster times and improving your skills in F-Zero X. Ultimately, the goal is to defeat the Staff Ghost in a time attack. The page acknowledges that it will require trial and error and skillful techniques like slide turns, drifting, and effective boost usage. However, it encourages players by stating that even the Staff Ghost is not unbeatable, and with dedication, victory is within reach. This page details Staff Ghost appearance reference times and Staff Ghost times for the Nintendo 64 game F-Zero X. It's a guide to help players beat the Staff Ghosts in time attack mode. The page is broken down by cups: Jack Cup, Queen Cup, King Cup, and Joker Cup. For each cup, there is a table listing course names, along with 2 types of times: Staff Ghost appearance reference time, which is a target time to make the Ghost appear, and Staff Ghost time, which is the actual lap time of the Staff Ghost to beat. The Jack Cup courses listed are Mute City, Silence, Sand Ocean, Devil's Forest, Big Blue, and Port Town. Queen Cup features Sector Alpha, Red Canyon, Devil's Forest 2, Mute City 2, Big Blue 2, and Whiteland. King Cup includes Firefield, Silence 2, Sector Beta, Red Canyon 2, Whiteland 2, and Mute City 3. Finally, Joker Cup lists Rainbow Road, Devil's Forest 3, Space Plant, Sand Ocean 2, Port Town 2, and Big Hand. At the bottom of the page, Time Attack is highlighted, clearly indicating this page's focus on the time attack mode and Staff Ghost challenges in F-Zero X. This page from the F-Zero X guide focuses on improving your racing times by utilizing viewpoint changes. It explains that viewpoint change is a surprisingly often forgotten feature. The guide recommends using viewpoint changes during practice and time attack modes. The page highlights that when learning a course, changing the viewpoint is very effective. By switching the viewpoint, you can better understand the course layout quickly. The guide then details 3 different viewpoints. 1. Close-up viewpoint. This viewpoint emphasizes speed and excitement, Once you get used to it, it's the most fun to use. 2. Standard viewpoint. This is the most commonly used viewpoint and likely the default. Quote. 3. Course overview viewpoint. This viewpoint provides a good view of the track, making it useful for practice and learning the course layout. The screenshots on the page illustrate these different viewpoints in F0X, showing how the perspective changes and the benefits of each in understanding the track. The text encourages players to experiment with these viewpoints to improve their racing skills and learn course layouts efficiently. This page, titled Tune and Etc., is all about machine customization within the game. It emphasizes how crucial machine setup is, stating that altering settings can dramatically change a machine's characteristics. The text introduces the theory of machine settings and promises to teach some simple techniques. Above the main text, there are buttons leading to sections covering various aspects of the game, such as F0X System, Basic, Machine and Pilot, Course, Death Race, US, Time Attack, and Tune and Etc. itself, which is the topic of this page. This page is dedicated to tuning in F0X, emphasizing it as a crucial skill for victory. The guide highlights that in F0X, players can freely adjust machine settings, moving away from fixed configurations. By manipulating the setting meter, players can prioritize acceleration or top speed, enabling fine-tuning. The page underscores that even minor adjustments can significantly alter a machine's performance, making it essential to experiment and discover the best settings for each course. The guide features 2 machine examples, Fire Stingray and Black Bull, showcasing their initial settings for body, boost, and grip. It provides advice on finding personalized settings, stressing that proper tuning is key to winning races. It explains that simply selecting random settings is insufficient. Optimal settings are critical for success and should be tailored to each specific course. The guide recommends practicing and time attacking to pinpoint the perfect setup for every track. The text distinguishes between technical courses with numerous corners and high-speed courses with long straightaways, indicating different setting priorities. It clarifies that a universal best setting doesn't exist and encourages players to adapt their configurations based on the course and even the machine chosen, as different machines may require unique adjustments for the same course. The Course Select section illustrates Firefield as an example, reinforcing the importance of course-specific tuning in F0X. This page from the F0X guide discusses car tuning strategies. It highlights 2 main approaches, acceleration-focused tuning and top speed focus tuning. The acceleration focus tuning section explains that this setup is ideal for technical courses with many corners. It emphasizes quick acceleration for start dashes and drifting, noting that while top speed is lower, boost and grip performance will be somewhat reduced. The example character and machine is Mr. EAD with the Great Star, showing stats of body E, boost A, and grip D. The screenshot shows a race on a corner-heavy track. The top speed focus tuning section is for courses with long straights. It states that while the machine's top speed is high, it takes longer to reach that speed. Boost and grip performance are slightly improved. The example is Biorex with the Big Fang machine, with stats of body B, boost D, and grip A. The screenshot shows a race on a straight, fast track. The page also mentions that generally, top speed focus setups are more commonly used and effective, particularly on courses like Silence, which are designed for high speeds. This page is about advanced techniques in F0X. It highlights Fine Techniques Introduction, focusing on overlooked aspects of the game, from basic tips to more unexpected techniques. The text encourages players to learn these to fully enjoy F0X. Technique 1 discusses recovering from falling off courses that lack guardrails. It explains that while falling off course is usually a quick way to be eliminated, in F0X, if you quickly steer the lever back towards the course the moment you fall, you might be able to recover and get back on track, especially in halfpipe sections. Technique 2 inches addresses the idea of bold shortcuts in F0X. It mentions that while finding shortcuts is a fun part of F-Zero games, in F0X, attempting overly ambitious shortcuts is often not viable. The game design makes it difficult to cut corners significantly, especially on courses with vertical elements. Even if you try to fly off course to land below, you will likely just fall and crash. Therefore, the page suggests that it is best to enjoy F0X as a pure racing experience, as the game is designed with plenty of content to enjoy even without relying on extreme shortcuts. This page focuses on advanced techniques for the racing game F0X for the Nintendo 64, which was also released internationally. Technique 3 is about acceleration-focused setting for drifting. It explains that drifting can cause speed loss and suggests using an acceleration-focused setup to maintain speed while drifting. It recommends adjusting your machine settings if you find you are losing too much speed when drifting, especially if you are using a maximum speed-focused setup. An example setting for the Wild Goose machine is shown, with Body B, Boost B, and Grip C grades, emphasizing that acceleration priority helps maintain speed during drifts. It also mentions that you should adjust your settings based on the course and your driving style. Technique 4 is about smart use of boost. It advises players on how to use boost effectively. It highlights that even after the boost gauge empties, some speed is maintained, suggesting that players shouldn't overuse boost. The tip is to monitor the speed display and use boost strategically for better efficiency and energy conservation. Technique 5 reveals a technique called fast turn using side attack. This technique explains how to use the side attack during turns to achieve faster cornering than usual, especially effective when a rival is on the inside of the turn, potentially knocking them out. However, it also points out a drawback: speed reduction after using the side attack, clarifying that this technique isn't always faster overall and is more suited for Grand Prix scenarios. This page is from the F-Zero X guide for the Nintendo 64. It highlights the game and its features, including machine-type specific drive techniques, which translates to winning drive techniques by machine type, indicating strategy and gameplay tips within. The page showcases 3 screenshots of F-Zero X in action, featuring the Blue Falcon machine prominently. Text highlights Blue Falcon in English alongside the Japanese. The page also mentions all 24 machines absolutely conquer, suggesting the guide covers all playable vehicles and strategies to master them. The top left corner has book information including ISBN 4,796,613,900. The price, 933 plus, which translates to fixed price, main body 933 yen plus tax, and codes C0076933E, along with barcodes. This is standard book publication information. The vertical text on the right side reads FZEROX, which translates to F-Zero X Strategy Complete Works, or Complete Strategy Guide. This confirms the page is from a comprehensive strategy guide for the game F-Zero X. The publisher name, quote, Takaraji Masha, is also visible at the bottom.